Hey folks, it's Carter. Been a while since I've done a video, but I've seen a few people having some trouble with a mod, so I'm going to see if I can help some folks out. Gonna do the LootChests mod. So here goes. First thing we want to do is make sure the server's shut down before we do anything. Thankfully, GTX you can just install clean from Steam command. So we'll find the LootChests mod. There we go, CJ187. It's a pretty awesome mod, so it is. I use it on just about all my servers. Fast becoming one of my most favorite mods. Alright, GTX awesome. Takes care of the mod command line and the key for you. Simple bit of scripting. So we got that installed. Now we want to go to the I'm already subscribed to Steam. If you're not subscribed to it, you want to subscribe to it as well. Forgot that. I'm already subscribed to it. So we go to the actually wait. And I didn't want that. Yeah. Get me game. Want to go in my Steam Workshop, the usual, wherever you store, whatever drive you store your games on. Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common, Dayz, Workshop. I go down and you look for the loot chest, CJ187, loot chests, and in the admins please read folder you have full documentation for the mod and how it works. So the first thing we want to look at here is we have our random presets. So we'll go into the random presets and here we go. And we go back to our server. We'll go to our mission folder. We go down. We find our random presets. Here they are here. I'll take that over and I'll just copy it. Control A and then Control C to copy. I'll go over to Notepad. I'll make a new window. I'll rename the file test.xml just so it keeps it all nicely in format. We'll paste it in. We'll take our random presets for here. We'll find our tool helmet. We'll go up to the top. We'll hold Control and hit F to bring up the search. And I'll paste that in there. And then I'll find them. Here's our tool helmets. We can get rid of that for the second. And we want to take all of these. I like to put them in the actual brackets for them. So we want to skip down here and back up a line and paste them in. And then we'll go back and we'll find the tools village, which we can probably find by looking down, which will be within it. Here we are here. So we'll do the same again. Go back to our tools village. We'll copy them. And we'll paste that in there. Then we'll go back to the next one. Next one is city. We'll copy that. We'll go back and we'll look for city. right here. And we'll do the same again. Now we'll go down and we'll do the industrial. And we just do the same the whole way through. I think industrial is back up here. No? No. Here we go. We'll paste the industrial in. Oh, now we want to do the police. Uh, Tools police. It's very important you get it in the tools. And mix army. We'll do a search for that again. Here's the army. Then we'll take that. And we paste them in there. Now we can copy that whole file and go back to our server. Go back to the random presets file. I'll just hold control and then hit A for all, and then hold control and hit V to paste it in. Save and exit. That's our random presets done. Then we want to go back to Notepad. We can get rid of the random presets. Sorry, we want to go back to our mod folder, and we want the spawnable types now. And this is just the keys, so we can add these clean in. We'll go to our server. We'll go to our spawnable types. Put these pretty much anywhere. I'll throw them in before the vehicles at the end. I just want to double check, make sure I got them all. Okay. I'll throw them in just before the vehicles. Make sure there's no spaces there. So once you paste them in, save and exit. Now we just want to go to our next file, and you have the changelog there and the LootChests class names. If you want to have a look at it, there's all the different loot chests and then all the keys. Tells you the slots each chest contains. We go for and just look, changelog just tell you last updates. You should really look through all this, it's very helpful. The developers give you everything to tell you how to set it up. There's a full explanation here to tell you what the config files actually do. So toggles the log file on and off if you're having trouble. So the debug. Then you've got the delete logs if you don't want to keep the logs, get rid of them. Maximum spare mags for the weapon that'll be spawned in the container. Random quantity is for magazines and ammo and such, food and things like that. So you can set a random quantity for them. And then you have the actual loot chest location. So it'll tell you that this is in the name of it is police station and then you have the number of the chest going to spawn. Then you have the positions for each chest, each possible position. Then down below that you'll have the key that opens the chest, and then you have openable. So if you wanted to set that to 0, you'd need a key only. But if you set it to 1, you can open it with a key and a lockpick only. If you set it to 2, you can open it with a key, a lockpick, and a tools. So if you wanted to hack it open, then you have the actual list of the chests that are going to spawn at those positions. Then you have the loot randomization, and the loot randomization is done by lower is all items will spawn in the crate, and the higher the figure, the less items will spawn in the crate. And the highest figure you can set is 1. And then you have the actual loot that'll spawn in the crate. And LC underscore loot table is defined by down below that. If you look, you'll see it'll say weapons, magazines, attachments, gear police, ammo police. So, because that's a police chest, you'll have your loot table down further, which will tell you the actual. We'll set it up now anyway, and I'll show you. But it'll tell you actually what is in those each loot pools. So what's in the actual weapon police loot pool, the magazine loot pool, and the attachments loot pool, the gear loot pool, and the ammo loot pool. So we'll carry on anyway. It really gives you full explanation of everything. Here's an example of the latest file. So we go into it and I'll show you what I mean by there's your magazines and such again that we were on about. Now if we scroll all the way down, why I keep doing that? Oh, I can't close the file. It's not in it. And it's not in a JSON format. We'll just do this. Predefined weapons. So in here you'll have your LC underscore predefined underscore and then the name of the weapon. You have the actual weapon class name then below that. So this is the name that's defined for the actual mod to take the weapon. And then under that is the types file data, the class name for the types file, and then you have your magazine that you're going to apply to the weapon, and then any possible attachments that are applied to that weapon. Then you have the optic and whether that optic will have a battery or not. All pretty simple, it's pretty well made, it's a fucking awesome mod. Then you have your loot categories here, and this is what we were referring to up here in the loot tables. So we look at that loot table, and you have the ammo and the police ammo, and we go back down here to the actual loot categories, and we'll find the ammo, police. Here we go, police ammo, and there's the list of the ammo that's available for that loot pool. And then the same applies for the ammo army, and the same will apply for the magazines for police, and the list goes on and on and on. So if we just do this, you'll be able to see the actual names of them. Each loot is contained in the loot pool for that category. If you wanted to put special stuff, you could use that one. So as you see, you've got your weapons, your ammo, ammo for army and police, army and police, army and police, army and police, and so forth. And I know if you were to do your own file up and got some more, I have my own file over here. You would have to the likes of this. So where it'd all be defined where you'd have your mods. They all have to start with LC underscore predefined underscore and then the class name of the weapon or the item that you want to put into the loot pool. So as you see, you've got your categories there, and then if you go down, there's all the army ammo, gear police. I've made my own categories. You can make your own categories and add them to them. Just copy. I'll have to do this now. You want to just copy the entire segment for the command, and then you just move it down another page, and you would paste it in there, and you'd change it to whatever key card you wanted and whatever name you wanted to call it. So you could call it like LC table beans, anything you wanted really. Once you had it named appropriately at the top of the file for the loop pool. LC table underscore beans. That's pretty much it. The mod is pretty awesome, and once you get to know how it works, it's pretty straightforward. It's cool. Anyway, we go back to installing it. So we have installed the spawnable types, and we've gone through the loot chest config file, and then you have your tools config file for the actual tools that can be used on the chest. So here you have your sledgehammer, the time it'll take, the damage that is applied to the sledgehammer when you loot an object. Bit of a memory block there. Same applies for the crowbar and the time, and then you have your lockpick and the time, and then you have your keys. Regardless what time you put in for the key section, it'll always just be 3 seconds, so there's no point in changing it. And then you have your damage for the keys, and then for the keys you can add a description. So if you set the key to be a special, like entry to police stations or something, like if you had your police station, you could call it a police station loot chest key and name them as you seen fit. As you see, some of them don't have descriptions. You could go through and name them as you wish. There is spare keys. The mod is pretty simple. It does everything once you configure it, and then you just have your types that we need to add still. So here's our types. All of 15. Since the latest Dayz update, the loot chests have to be applied to the types file as well as the keys. So I don't, that lifetime is like a week. So, and that lifetime there is like 4 hours. So I'd want to switch them around. So, so the loot chests last 4 hours, the same as me server restarts, and then the keys will last a week on the server. So they'll be spawned for a week before they respawn in a new position. And thankfully, I've already done that back here somewhere. If I can get rid of some of these other bloody... No. Here we go. I've already changed them. I'll just copy that. And we want to go to our types. I might just add the file anyway. You can do this both ways. You can go to your actual types file, so into the DB, and we could go to our types, and we could put it at the end here. We could apply them right there, and it'd work just fine. Or you could add them in as a standalone file because they're a mod. So I think we'll just do that as well while we're doing this. And let's piggyback off expansions folder. Or will I put, I'll just do me on. Yeah, download folders as well with GTX, so it's pretty awesome. Just save you a lot of trouble. Get me my XML files. Like that, it's failing on some of them. It was successful on the loot chests. It'll take a minute to upload them, there's that many files in it. Let me pause that and start it again. There we go. Sometimes it just seems to glitch out because it's too many files, I think. Just have to restart it. So that's, we've got our mods in. Now we want to go and we'll go to our economy core file. We'll just take the, I've already put some in on expansion, but we just show you how you do this quickly, sure. We'll just want to copy that segment. Look at it, knock it down, and we'll paste that in there. We don't want two expansions, so we'll get rid of that. And we shall take all of these out because we only want one file. We save that for the moment. We'll come back to it now in a second. Actually, I can take them from my folder. I just want to copy the names for the folder and then the name of the actual file. So we go down, name of the folder, and we get the name of the actual file, and it's the loot chests. As you see, I have the spawnable types there. You can do the spawnable types too. This is just to show you both ways how it can be done. We won't bother with the spawnable types, I put them in already. We just put that in there, loot chests, and we'll save that. We go back to documentation, back to our Steam library, Steam apps, common, Dayz, and the workshop. Go down to the loot chests again, into the admins file, and that should be everything done. You could take the example, sorry, the example config if you wanted, and use it, which we will do, sure. It should automatically install it once we start the server either, but we'll just take it anyway either way. So we can close that down. That should be the mod fully installed. Once you start it on the server now, it will create any config files. So we'll just start the server. We just give it a minute and let it create any files that it needs to start, that it needs to create. Let the server fully initialize. There we go, we're going to check. We'll see if it's made the config files yet. So they'll be in your server profiles folder or config folder, or can be named multiple things. On GTX it's called SC. Must be for server configs. We go in and we want to find the CJ loot chests. We check to see where to spawn chests. Spawn two chests. So as I said, the version 105. If you go into your loot chest config file, it's only an example config that it installs, so don't use this on your server. So we want to get rid of that now for the example that was given with the file. So we'll stop that. We go back and we'll stop the server. I still have it copied from when I copied it. So we go back in. We go down to the SC folder. Go to the loot chests again. Up to our version 105. And we'll hold control, hit A, and then hold control and hit V. And that'll paste it in for us. I'll just change that random quantity to 3. And I'll enable the debug log. And I'll save that. That will spawn them now at the police stations and the military locations on the map. So you go into the tools as well. As you can see, you got your time, so you can pre-configure these however you like. Damage, you could turn it up, or you could change time on the crowbar. Really, how you see fit, how you set them up. Same with the keys. You could only use a selection of keys. You could use all the keys. Then you need to put a description in for what you want them for, and then you have your damage for the keys. So it's really up to you how you configure them. You could put different chests with different type of loot, and then give them different damage for different keys, depending on the prior of the tier of the loot that the chest would have. As you see, it's all there. All the keys. It's really up to you how you configure it. Then we got that config file in. We'll turn it on. We'll give it a minute to initialize again, then we'll join the server and we'll go and find the loot chest. Go to a different one. There we go, it's picked. We'll open it up. It's been doing this lately. You have to move towards it and then it shows you. Shouldn't be doing that. There you go, there's all the loot. You can set it up so you could fill that box if you wanted with loot. I'll find another one quickly. There we go. Whatever reason it's doing that again. So, as we were saying, all the loot's in it. That's how you set them up. The only thing I might have forgot to mention is not to choose more loots than you have locations. So don't have 10 chests spawning of the same type if you've only got like 5 locations for that type of chest. Other than that, everything's pretty cool. The developer, the mod is pretty awesome. You should check out their other mods, CJ and Hunters. They do some awesome mods and they're pretty cool with the community. Very helpful. But that's it, folks. I hope I hope that's helpful to some folks and you get the loot chest working on your server because it's an awesome mod. But that's me. Take care all, and I'll try get back with a video soon, hopefully. Take care.